Fortnite pros are masters of their craft that work tirelessly to try and be the best at the game. But every once in a while, they get a little too full of themselves, and with the amount of praise they receive, it's only natural, and they're usually really good about it and pretty humble. But when their head gets bigger than their talent, the Fortnite gods have to make sure to send a bot their way to make sure their head's not in their ass and bring them back to nobility. Sometimes it's just them slipping, other times the bot God sent was Android 17. I mean, what better way to take someone's esteem out of the clouds than to be clapped by a bot? And then they hit that default dance with the passion of 1,000 suns. Welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, where today we break down the top 10 Fortnite pros who were wrecked by noobs. Number 10, Dakota's falls to the default army. Rest in peace, soldier. Now, coming across a full default is becoming less and less common. The game's been out for over a year now, so most bots have had that time to practice, or at least you'd think so anyway. But coming across a full team of defaults is a sight to behold. Not only that, but now the comedy potential is endless, unless it all backfires, that is.
It's nice. Oof. Oof. Let him know, DK the mid. Oh,
no!
No!
You didn't tell me you were pushing somewhere.
Bro.
You had to use the minigun there, huh?
I should have just used the shotgun. The minigun was beautiful. Look at them. I died to them! I died to them! I died to them! I died to them? My career, that's a career ender. That's it. I'm deleting my Twitch right now.
Savage. That burst AR can be really inconsistent. Sometimes you'll miss every shot, while sometimes you'll land every shot to the head and annihilate the opponent, which is exactly what that default did to Dakota's. You just hate to see it, as he'd say. At least Yellow came in at the end there and turned it into the comedy sketch it was always supposed to be, toying with them for a couple of minutes before it almost backfires all over again. Number 9, Cypher PK rushes the final kill but gets melted. One of the most inconsistent features within Fortnite is fall damage. Landing flat is pretty much fire, but when you land on a slidable surface like a tree or the edge of a mountain, it ends up reducing the damage you take massively. Well, this is exactly what ended up happening in Cypher PK's case, as he took the L. He's sitting nice and confident with 11 kills, a Scar sniper, shotgun explosives, and some heals. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? What? 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 How did that guy survive the drop? A 6-story high drop will kill you every time, but this guy manages to drop over 9 stories and survives. All because he fell onto that cliff edge at the bottom, preventing him taking damage. I doubt this damage effect was on purpose from Epic Games, but the game has been out for over a year and they haven't tried to fix it, so perhaps it was the intention this whole time. Cypher had that game almost in the bag, but a bit of luck and the default wins the game. Number 8, Ninja dies to the luckiest clinger of 2018 and he doesn't even know how to react. Now, the clingers have had a couple updates since the release, and this is one of the reasons why. Ninja, in the final 4 with 10 kills, he's chatting to his streamer and seems fairly relaxed about the game. When he comes across the default skin,
yes, they're like, look at this guy. You think this guy will complete as he sticks me? Wait, what?
Ninja is bamboozled, he doesn't have a clue what happened, and before this clip cuts out, you can see him about to click on replay to figure it out. Now, before the clingers got updated, when a clinger was on a building piece that got destroyed, it would instantly blow up, whereas now they continue their natural timer and just drop down if the building piece has been destroyed. When Ninja gets stuck with the first clinger, he builds to protect himself. Seems smart, right? But what happens is the default sticks another clinger to Ninja's build, so as soon as the clinger stuck to Ninja goes off, it destroys his building, consequently blowing up the other clinger too and causing him 200 damage or instant death. And luckily, they fixed that now. Number 7, Tfue gets his kills stolen by modern-day Bonnie and Clyde, Zoe and Reaper. Bonnie and Clyde are famous for a few things, but are definitely known for being close and working insanely well together. And it seems like Tfue came across the equivalent for Fortnite in the form of a Zoe and a Reaper. Now, Tfu's sitting at 14 kills. I'm fairly certain Tfu doesn't know what single digits are, getting ready to dive onto a duo and grab that 15th and 16th kill.
I just got turbo build fucking bugged. Jesus Christ. When are they gonna fucking fix that bug, dude?
Oof, that has gotta hurt. Tfu glides in, lands that 112 headshot on the Zoe. I mean, mine just does 7 damage. I guess he can do 112 on the Zoe. And goes to build to prevent taking any damage, which he resets for the next shot. But unfortunately for Tfu, he gets hit by an old turbo building glitch, which prevents him from building, and instead takes 2 shotgun shells straight to the dome in a Bonnie and Clyde quick style execution. Fairly certain that's the definition of Control-Alt-Delete, my friend. Number 6, Ninja outplays a pro but dies to the strongest noob on the map. The one thing in Fortnite that can really prevent the skill gap from making much of a difference is bloom. You can land nearly every shot at 100 meters and then miss nearly every shot at 10 meters. We've all had to practice that first shot accuracy and making smart decisions with our shooting, but that doesn't stop others from getting stupidly lucky with bloom.
I died of that literal trash can. Literal trash can. How?
It's not something any of us like to see. Ninja takes out the 5th player left, moves on to the 4th player, and has an intense build battle with him. But Ninja's playing smart and sticks to the low ground as the storm's moving soon. He manages to annihilate his opponent without even taking damage. But just as Ninja's making his way towards the circle, he walks over a hill and instantly takes 99 damage from 2 shots. 1 head and 1 body shot. It's instantaneous, and Ninja builds to defend himself. But this default skin just doesn't stop spraying, and when Ninja goes for the counter, the default just keeps on spraying and mows Ninja down with that lucky bloom. Number 5, Cypher PK shows you why you should never underestimate the Fortnite turtle. Turtling in Fortnite is one of the biggest reasons why we've had so many different weapon features added to the game. Epic Games don't seem to like those campers just as much as we do and are constantly updating the game to make it more fast-paced and action-filled. But in the game that involves building and camped up tortoise at one moment can become a hyperactive bunny the next.
Damn, I fucked that up. GG, that guy played really well.
Cypher was playing it smart, maintaining the high ground and keeping track of his opponent without playing too aggressive, but Cypher makes that epic mistake of assuming he'll be able to outplay his opponent and waits for him to edit out of his turtle, thinking he can land the shots quicker, but to Cypher's surprise, his opponent dodges the shotgun blast and bunny hops out, shooting Cypher dead before he even has a chance to respond. Never underestimate the opponent, people. You never know when the Fortnite gods are shining down upon them. Number 4, TSM Hamlins gets bodied by the classic Phase 360 no-scope. Not really, but this snipe was dirty. When you're crouched up on the tallest mountain and the biggest one by the one, the only thing you really have to worry about is taking a sniper bullet to the dome when you're peeking out. That, and now with the balloon, someone can float down onto you without making noise. But to prevent sniper fire, most people will stick up a few walls to cover their sides and backs, perhaps even edit some crazy peekholes to shoot out of. But sometimes, just sometimes, it's the opponent you're firing at that you need to worry about.
It looks like it was you. Looks like it was you, brother. Good job, dude.
You got to give it up for the opponent right there. That was one hell of a shot. Hamlin's even predicted getting sniped and built some walls, but probably wasn't expecting it from the guy he was putting pressure on. Hamlin's was barely peeking and takes a bullet straight to the forehead, sending him straight back to the lobby. Number 3, TSM Daquan misses his shots but catches the hands from Carbide. Now, for the average Fortnite player, landing in a house and trying to grab the first gun can be a bit stressful. When you hear 50 other footsteps around you, you have to hope that you can land more accurate shots than your opponent. When you're watching your favorite streamers, you're more likely to expect that they can handle it a piece of cake, but they've got pro-level aim, right?
What? I'm trash. I'm trash! Hey, get a little thing.
Just because they're a pro doesn't mean they can't make mistakes. Daquan sees that pump shotgun through the window and goes for it even though the Omega had already landed and was pickaxing his way through to the chest. And to be fair, Daquan did manage to fire off 2 shots, but unfortunately, the Omega dodges either side of the shots and puts Daquan down for the count. Ah, the good old times of Anarchy Acres. What location are you guys gonna miss the most? Number 2, Ninja underestimates the power of the default. Shout out to Tfue for this one. This clip probably has to go down in Fortnite history as one of the best moments for pro players getting baited by defaults. And yes, we blame you for the fake defaults, Tfue, but I'm guessing that may change now that Tfue has started buying skins again and Epic Games forced the football skins onto his account. But in this clip, Ninja is in the final 1v1 and he spots the final guy making a run for it.
My guy, you just clap?
If there was a video submissions available in the Urban Dictionary, I think this would be the example for baited. Ninja lands the sniper shot, and with the default on low health, you'd feel fairly comfortable yourself saying hello to a default like this, but it was all a devious plan, and as Ninja's tagging the trap, he gets tack shotgunned out of the blue, and the default takes the victory royale. You can see Ninja's expression at the end of the clip, a face that clearly says, I deserve that. Number 1, words can't even explain. I'm just sorry for you, Myth. In this next clip, Myth already has the disadvantage. He's sitting at 73 health while his opponent is at max shield, but that's not gonna stop Myth from putting up one hell of a fight. In fact, the way the battle seems to be heading, you'd expect Myth to take the win here.
Dude, come on, man.
Can we first of all get a rip in the comments for the LMG? It was one of Myth's favorite weapons, and since then, it's been vaulted. Myth was doing so well in this fight though, and the opponent was just building non-stop, and yet Myth manages to drain away all of his shield and some of his HP, putting them both down to around the same health. However, Myth's opponent is going in for the edit peak, and even though he almost fails the first attempt, he manages to pop out and get a solid hit on Myth, putting him out for the count. But that has been our list of the top 10 Fortnite pros who are wrecked by noobs. Click that like button if you've enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, push notifications on, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.